Good night, Arctic. In the distant Arctic regions, there are many different animals, each busy during the day and night in their ways. Let's explore these Arctic animals together and see how they spend their days. First, let's meet the polar bear and her playful cubs. The polar bear is the iconic and powerful hunter of the Arctic, known for its thick white fur and skilled swimming abilities. They're searching the ice for seals. As the sun sets, polar bear cuddles together in a cozy snow den, drifting to sleep under the soft glow of the northern lights. Good night, polar bear. On the other side, meet the Arctic fox. They are small and adaptive, with fur that changes color with the seasons from brown to camouflaged white. Arctic fox uses his keen senses to find food under the snow. When night falls, the Arctic fox curls into a fluffy ball, his bushy tail covering his nose, keeping warm in the chilly Arctic night. Good night, Arctic fox. In the distance, the walrus and his friends bask in the chilly sun on their favorite ice floe. They are recognizable by its long tusks and whiskers. This large mammal is social and often found lounging on ice floes. After a day of clapping their flippers and feeding on clams, the walrus snuggle together for warmth as they sleep on the ice. Good night, walrus. Look up there. The snowy owl sits high in her tree, watching for mice below. With striking white feathers and keen eyesight, this bird is a silent flyer and proficient hunter. As dusk falls, the snowy owl returns to her nest, fluffing her feathers over her chicks, keeping them warm through the long Arctic night. Good night, snowy owl. Then there is the caribou and his herd, the reindeer. They are known for their annual long-distance migrations. Caribou have unique antlers and are vital to indigenous cultures. They trek across the frozen land, searching for lichen. At night, the caribou gather closely in a circle, antlers outwards, to protect each other as they rest. Good night, caribou. Look, the Arctic hare loves to hop around in the snow, searching for willow leaves to munch on. They primarily feed on woody plants and vegetation. When it's time to rest, the Arctic hare digs himself a snug little pit in the snow, his white fur blending perfectly with the icy surroundings. Good night, Arctic hare. In the Arctic waters, the narwhal swims through icy waters with his spectacular tusk leading the way. Narwhals use echolocation, a type of sonar, to navigate and find food in the dark waters of the Arctic. As night covers the ocean, the narwhal dives deep and swims slowly, resting as they float along the quiet sea currents. Good night, narwhal. Over there, the beluga whale sings sweet songs with her family, echoing through the chilly waters. Their flexible necks and well-adapted echolocation abilities help them locate food in the murky waters of the Arctic. As night falls, the beluga huddle close, resting while swimming intermittently and remaining semi-alert, enabling them to breathe and maintain awareness of their environment. Good night, beluga. Now, meet the musk ox with his heavy coat and strong horns. In the winter, when snow is covered, musk oxen use their strong hooves to dig through the snow, to reach the frozen grass and willow branches beneath. At night, the musk ox forms a tight circle, faces outward, horns ready to protect, while the calves sleep safely inside the circle. Good night, musk ox. Lastly, let's look at the puffin, which often nests on cliffs and spends its days diving into the sea and fishing in the chilly waters. As the sun sets, the puffin returns to its cliffside burrow, tucks its beak under its wing, listens to the waves, and drifts to sleep. Good night, puffin. The Arctic turns into a quiet, twinkling world as the sun says good night. The sky is dancing with green and purple lights called the aurora borealis. All the Arctic animals are getting cozy for bedtime. Let's whisper good night to them as they sleep under this beautiful night sky. Good night, Arctic. Good night, dear children. May you have a sweet dream.